ever.
To my knowledge, I don't know that anyone else was there on that day and time that is in the courtroom. That's why I made that general announcement that they should leave. And no one has left the courtroom.
All right, and you know, during the course of the exam, who's going to go. So kind of be on the lookout, and I'll tell you.
Thank you, Judge.
The sheriff will check as well. Come and go. Ms. Diallo, can we have your email?
Oh, I'm sorry. P52036.
Very good.
Yes.
That being said, do we have other preliminary matters?
No, nothing.
No, other
on
than that.
The media is here specifically for this case, Ms. Diallo. If there's any concerns or issues you have, you may need to bring that up where, you know, we can address that now.
Judge, I've already tried to keep the media out of stuff I've had before to no success, so no, it's a public courtroom.
All right, then. Well, that being said, and
We're ready to proceed. Yes.
very good then.
Thank you. People call their first witness, Ms. Kenyatta Colston, to the stand.
And just in case I did not formally make it so, we have a sequestration order in effect.
Oh.
Your Honor, while we're waiting for the witness to come into the courtroom, I did present defense counsel with a protective order with regards to digital discovery. One of the videos that was tendered to defense counsel was a body camera video, and she did sign that order as well as myself, and I would like to present it to your clerk to have Your Honor sign it so that it is in the court file, and I'll make sure that Ms. Diallo gets a copy.
Please do. Hello, ma'am. Please give your full name to Madam Reporter.
Kenyetta, Colston, C-O-L-S-T-O-N.
Please raise your right hand and be sworn in. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth so help you God? Yes. Make yourself comfortable in the chair with the stand. Put the microphone close to your mouth so that we may hear you clearly. Whenever you're ready to proceed.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you please state your full name for the record?
Kenyetta Colston.
And Ms. Colston, can you please bring that microphone just a little bit closer to you because you tend to have a soft voice. You can adjust the stand. Thank you. Again, your name for the record?
Kenyetta Colston.
And Ms. Colston, I'd like to take you back to April the 9th of 2017. Do you recall that day?
Yes.
Do you recall going to the Rouge Park on Plymouth and Burt Road in the city of Detroit that day?
Yes.
Did you go on or about 6 o'clock in the evening?
Yes.
Did you go there with anyone?
Yes.
Who did you go there with?
4 of my cousins and 1 of their friends.
Okay. Now the 4 cousins, can you give me their names?
Kimmy, Crystal, Dashanique, and Punchy.
Kimmy, Crystal, Dashanique, and Punchy, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Just
And
so we spell it.
okay.
No doubt.
Punchy would be P-U-N-C-H-Y?
I have no idea. I would have to have somebody spell it for me. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Chris,
But that's a nickname. I don't even know her.
real name?
Right.
Okay. But her nickname is Punchy, correct?
Yes.
And then you said Crystal, would that be C-R-Y-S-T-A-L?
Yes.
Kimmy, K-I-M-M-I-E?
Yes.
And Dashanique, D-A-S-H-O-N-I-C-K?
Yes.
Does that sound accurate?
Yes.
Okay. And you said there was a 5th person. What was her name or nickname, if you know?
Mimi.
M-E-M-E?
Yes.
Okay. So, and then yourself, correct?
Yes.
So 6 people all together?
Yes.
How did you arrive there?
In a truck.
What kind?
Drove. It was I'm not sure. It was a blue truck.
A blue truck SUV?
Yes.
Okay, where did you sit in that SUV?
I sat in the back seat next. I had the back passenger seat door. I was sitting at the door, the passenger side.
Okay. And why were you planning on going to that park on that day and time with your cousins and Mimi?
Because it was a nice day and we wanted to be cute.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And that was a Sunday?
Yep.
Okay. And when you arrived there, was it crowded?
Yes.
What happens when, well, who's driving this truck?
My cousin Kimmy was driving.
Okay. What happens when you arrive at the park? Are you able to park the vehicle?
Yeah, we had no problem parking.
But you said it was crowded.
Yes.
Did you ever make contact with a black SUV that day?
Yes.
And what was the nature of the contact with that black SUV?
It was kind of like the initial contact was, I want to get in front of you. They wanted to get in front of.
Objection, speculation.
Without testifying with what you think the other occupants of the black SUV may have been doing, can you just describe to the court the way the black SUV was driving in relation to the vehicle that you were in?
Okay, well, the car that I was in was trying to get in front. At some point, we got cut off by the black SUV because they were trying to get in front, and that's how that happened.
Okay. But you indicated that your vehicle that you were in was able to park, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you also indicated that the black SUV cut off the vehicle that you were in.
Yes.
And the driver of your vehicle would have been Kimmy, you said, correct?
Yes.
Do you know whether or not Kimmy was agitated as a result of that?
Yes.
Were any other occupants in your vehicle, were they agitated as a result of the black SUV cutting them off?
Yes.
Were you agitated?
Not really.
Okay. So what happens when the vehicle that you're in parks?
I was in the back seat, so I was only aware of what was going on in the back seat. The driver parked, so I was assuming that everything was fine. But Mimi, the girl that we were with, had more of a agitated mood than anybody else, and she wanted to respond to the other car.
Okay. Was Mimi still in the blue SUV when she seemed agitated?
Yes.
Okay. At some point in time, does she ever exit the SUV that you're in?
Yes.
And did you exit?
Yes.
What about the other occupants?
We all exit the car.
So 6 of you, correct?
Yes.
Where do you proceed to go when you exit?
To the back of our car
To do what?
to try to stop Mimi from approaching the other girls that was in the other car.
Okay. Was Mimi ahead of you guys?
No, I mean, not really. Like, she was more putting on a show than anything at the beginning. So, you know how you get all around and, you kind of want somebody to pull you back. That's kind of how it was.
I would object as to all that speculation going on right there about what Mimi was like and all of that. If you could lay a foundation, I'd really appreciate it.
I thought I was.
I'm not talking to you.
Oh.
I'm talking to the judge. Thank you.
Your Honor, well, she's describing the way Mimi was acting. And that's what I would like you to take it for.
Yeah, no way.
Okay.
Did you hold back Mimi? Did you tell her to come back to the
Yes.
car? Did she comply with you
Yes.
telling her? Okay. So did she come back to the SUV that you were in?
Yes.
Okay. What happens after that?
After we drug Mimi back to the car,
So did you physically have to pull her
Yes.
back? Okay. What happens after that?
apparently she got loose. Somehow, at this point, I'm thinking that everything was okay. We got her back to the car. I turned my back and continued to be cute like I was doing. And
What do you mean by that? You say you were being cute. What do you mean?
I mean, we was playing music and I was dancing or, throwing my hands or whatever, not paying attention to what was going on anymore. Because at this point, I thought it was over.
Okay.
But apparently it wasn't. So Mimi, I don't know what happened. She obviously ran up to their car.
Well, I'm going to object to this. She
I'll
doesn't know what, just one second. If she doesn't know what happened, I would ask that she stop speculating. I mean, I don't know if this was while she was being cute and she didn't know what was going on.
I'll ask some questions leading up to that. Did you see Mimi?
Thank you.
Did you see Mimi leave the SUV that you were in and go back towards the black SUV?
No, I didn't see Mimi leave the SUV we were in, but I seen Mimi walking from the SUV that they were in.
Walking from it?
Yes.
Okay. So back towards where you were
Yes.
at? You did not see her go there, but you saw her coming?
Yes.
Okay. And then what happens after that?
At that point, the defendant got out of the car with the knife and tried to stab Mimi in the back.
Okay, I'm going to stop you right
okay.
there. You actually extended your finger and you said the defendant. Who are you referring to when you say that?
This lady in the green
And where is she seated in relation to you?
in the front of the courthouse. I mean, across, directly in front of me.
For the record, the witnesses identified the defendant in this case, and I apologize if I mispronounce her name, but it's Shadivia Phillips, and I cannot pronounce her middle name.
Noted.
You indicated that this defendant, the person you've identified in court, came from where?
The black SUV, the
What-
back seat.
Was she with anyone?
Yes,
How many others?
2 others.
Okay. With regards to Ms. Phillips, do you recall what she was wearing that day?
She had on a green shirt and black leggings or pants.
Okay. Was it a shirt or a jacket?
It was a shirt.
Okay. And then you said 2 other females, correct? Is that a yes?
Yes.
And what were they wearing that day?
One had on a red shirt and the other one had on a white sports bra.
And what were you wearing that day?
I had on a black dress and a green shawl just like this one, heels, and things that go under there. So that was it.
You said a black dress, a green,
Shawl just like this. It was
okay,
just
like
like
a
this.
cardigan
Yeah.
type thing?
Mhm.
Okay. Were you wearing a tank top?
No,
What was under the shawl?
my dress. I had on a dress. I had on like underwear and a white bra.
What color was the dress again? You said
Black.
Okay. And you indicated that when the defendant comes out of this black SUV, she's holding a knife.
Yes.
Can you describe it for the record?
It was.
Stop. Young lady who just walked in.
Excuse me.
Yes. Are you here for this matter? Is that a yes? I believe so.
Get her name.
Believe so? No.
Get her name.
Are you a witness on this case at all?
No. Okay.
You can have a seat if you're not. I'm scared.
So,
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
You indicated that the defendant who you've identified in court today was holding a knife. Can you describe it for the record?
All I know about the knife is that it was black. It could have either been, like I said, I'm not sure, I just know it was black. It could have either been a flip-out box cutter or a flip-out knife. I'm not sure.
So they
But I do know she had a knife.
So you saw a blade, correct?
Yes.
And you said it was black?
Yes.
So the handle would have been black?
Yes.
Okay. And how was she holding it when you first saw it?
When I initially seen it, she's just holding it in her hand like, run up if you want to.
Well, that's how you took it, but can
Yeah.
you show the court how she was holding it?
I mean, she stood there with the knife in her hand. She was standing there with the knife in her hand.
So when you initially saw her, was her arm extended down
Yeah.
towards her side with the...
The first time we seen the knife.
Okay.
The first time we seen the knife, because she didn't just pull the knife out one time.
Okay. Well, let's stick with the first time right now.
Okay.
And the other 2 females that were with her, did they have any weapons on them?
No.
What happens after you see the defendant with a knife?
Okay. Like I said, at this point, this is when we pulled Mimi back from the car. Because before Mimi walked over to their car and did whatever it was she did, we seen the knife. From that point, we seen the knife. That's why we all was trying to pull Mimi back, because it was not that serious.
Was Mimi walking towards you with her face towards you, or was her back towards you?
Her back was towards me at one point, and then I was standing in front of her at one point,
Why was that?
because I was still trying to calm her down and get her back to the car.
Was this before or after you saw the knife?
This was after we saw the knife.
Okay. Then what happens?
I thought it was over. We walked back to the car, like I stated before, and apparently something happened between Mimi and their car. I can't say what it was. And at that point, the defendant got out of the car and was going towards Mimi with the knife.
Which direction towards Mimi?
She was walking behind our truck and behind their truck, so going back towards the place. So if their car was here, our car was here, she was going this way.
Well, I need you just to specify that for the court. Now, were your cars parked parallel to each other?
No,
Okay.
our car was parked in the parking spot. Their car was still in, like, they were driving out of Like, they were still leaving. Like, I thought they were leaving.
So they weren't even in a spot?
They weren't even in a parking spot, no.
So did they stop in the middle of like the driving area?
Yes.
Okay. And you indicated that Mimi was where in relation to the vehicle that the defendant came out of?
Okay. Okay, so we was like parked here. We was parked here. And it was parking, there was other parking spots. They were still in the traffic line going around. So we were parked, they were still going. And like I stated to the officer, in my opinion.
Judge, I'm going to object to her opinion on anything.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right now, I'm asking you a question.
Okay.
With regards to
Well, that's how the cars were, and she was coming from the back of their car.
Mimi?
No. Yes.
Okay. Mimi was coming from the back of the black SUV
Right.
that was driving in an area that would have been open to the public, correct?
Right.
Okay. Now, at what point do you go and try to help Mimi?
When I seen the defendant get out the car with the knife and start approaching me, I had turned around and seen this. So I walked up to her and I grabbed the back of her hair.
Who's her?
The defendant. And when I did that, she turned around and she stabbed me on my chest.
How many times?
One time.
Where on your chest?
On my right side, right on my boob, but on my right side of my chest.
Okay. Under your breast?
Yes.
On your breast or under it?
It's kind of hard, but like right here.
So more towards the center of your chest?
Yes.
Okay. And did you actually feel it?
Yes.
Okay. And was it, again, it was one motion?
It was one motion, yes.
Where was Mimi when this was occurring?
At this point, I don't know if she got lost or somewhere I got stabbed. I really wasn't paying attention to where nobody was.
So where did you proceed to go after that happened?
I walked back to our car that we was in and I told my cousin Kimmy I got stabbed.
Did you show her?
Yes.
Okay. And then what happens?
It was just so much commotion because right after that, they started, the defendant committed to continuing to try to stab Mimi.
Did you see this?
Not in person, no.
Okay. So if you didn't see it, I don't want you to testify to it.
Okay.
Okay? I want you to, thank you,
Okay.
Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
I want you to testify to what you saw, okay?
Okay. So after I got stabbed, I walked back towards the car to let my cousin Kimmy know that I was stabbed. She was so out of it, she didn't pay me no attention, so I tried to walk away.
What direction did you walk
I
away?
was walking towards the pool, but going towards Plymouth. So I can get out of the cluster. The cars wasn't moving. People was everywhere, and I was just trying to leave, like, so I can get help.
Was it crowded that day?
Yes.
Okay.
My
Did anyone
cousin-
go with you as you were trying to leave to get help?
Yes, the first time my cousin Punchy was trying to pull me back to the car because they thought I was like over-exaggerating, telling me it wasn't that bad when I couldn't breathe. Like, I knew it was. That's why I was leaving. She eventually got me back to the car, but my breathing kind of got worse, so I tried to leave again. And at this point, when I left again, the girl that had on a white sports bra attacked me from the back.
Now, the girl in the white sports bra, was she one of the girls that had exited the black SUV with the defendant?
Yes.
Okay. You indicated that she attacked you. What do you mean by that?
I was walking away, and she walked up behind me and kind of did the same thing to me that I did to the defendant. She pulled my hair. We fell to the ground. We wrestled. We fought. I couldn't breathe. Head locked. I fell over a rock. Went to the hospital.
And this was after you were stabbed, correct?
Yes.
At that point, could you see the defendant who had initially stabbed you in the area when the female in the white sports bra was attacking you?
Yes.
Where was she?
She was around, like, it was no specific area she was standing, but she was around. I seen her a couple of times, like, but at that point my attention wasn't really focused on her, but yes, I did see her.
Okay. Now, did you try to defend yourself when the girl in the white sports bra was attacking you?
Yes.
Okay. At any point in time during this entire incident, did you have any weapons on you?
No.
At any point in time during this entire incident, did you have a drink in your hand? throw it at anyone.
No.
Now, you guys were at the park that day, correct?
Yes.
And earlier in the day, did you ever drink alcohol?
Yes.
Did you ever smoke marijuana?
Yes.
And at any point in time, as a result of smoking the marijuana and or drinking the alcohol, did it affect your ability to recall what occurred that day?
No.
Now, you indicated that you were on the ground, you were fighting back. How long would you say that the altercation with this third female who's in the white sports bra lasted?
It seemed like it lasted forever, but I can just say maybe 3 minutes,
Okay.
maybe 4.
And was there a lot of people around when you were fighting her?
Yes.
Did anyone try to stop it?
No.
And you indicated that at some point the fight stops. You said
Yeah.
it lasts about 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Is that yes?
Yes.
Did you have all your clothing on at that point that you were initially wearing that day?
I had on everything except for my shawl because when I was leaving the car, the truck, the SUV that we were in, the second time I took it off and threw it to the ground. So, yeah, I had on everything that I owned except for my shawl.
What about your dress?
I still had on my dress.
Okay, was it pulled up at all?
I mean, of course, I mean not before the fight, but eventually it had rose up. Yes.
Okay. And at some point in time, do you ever pull your dress all the way up and show your chest area?
Yes.
Were you wearing a bra though?
Yes.
Okay. Why do you do that?
Because I couldn't fight no more, I couldn't breathe no more, and I felt like if I did that, that would stop everything that was going on and maybe even disperse the crowd, which it did.
Okay. After you do that, do you then fall to the ground?
Yes.
And what happens after that?
Some random people picked me up like daycare and carried me back to the SUV that we were in.
The blue one.
Yes.
What happens when you're at the blue SUV?
They throw me in the car. Well, they kind of shove me in the back seat. Everybody else piled in. We drive across the grass and we leave the park. We get to Plymouth. No, we get to Plymouth. I tell my cousin to go left, she go right. We get to Burt at the light. I told her to go left, she go right. I said, stop and pull over the police. Well, I didn't. Those wasn't my
I'm going to
words.
stop you right there. Did you or any of the people that you were with that day call the police to your knowledge?
No.
At some point in time, is the SUV in the area of Burt Road and Orange Lawn?
Yes.
Do you make contact with a police vehicle there?
Yes.
And what happens when you make contact with that police vehicle?
I get transferred to Oakwood Hospital in Dearborn.
Do you voluntarily go with them?
Yes.
Okay. And where did they take you again?
Oakwood Hospital, Dearborn,
Okay. It's also known as Beaumont, correct?
Beaumont, yes.
And were you admitted into the hospital that day?
Yes.
How long did you stay?
From the 9th to the 11th.
Okay. Were you treated for any injuries?
Yes.
What were you treated for?
Stab wound to the chest and a punctured lung.
Do you have to go back for any follow-up care?
Just once. Yes.
You did already?
Yes.
Okay. What was it for?
Chest x-ray and to make sure my lungs healed up already.
Now you indicated that at the time of the offense you had some trouble breathing, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, at some point in time after this incident, did you have an opportunity to watch some portions of what occurred on social media?
Yes.
And did it fairly and accurately depict what had occurred that day?
Yes.
And Your Honor, I have what's marked as People's Proposed Exhibit Number 1, and I believe it's going to be stipulated to for purposes of exam for the defense, and I believe the defense will be presenting it as well, and I'd like to move for its admission and play it for the court and ask the witness a couple questions.
Absolutely, we do not object to this video coming in.
All right. So admit it and set it up.
Thank you. Should be one, right? Actually, it was just that. Whatever it was on. Thank you. Now, for the record, Your Honor, there's 4 video clips on this exhibit. I'll be starting with the first one, and then after I present it, I'll like to ask the victim some questions with regards to it. Thank you.
Fine. Ma'am, can you see?
Yes.
Okay.
Ms. Colston, with regards to the first video clip that you saw, can you tell the court at what point that is occurring?
That was after I got stabbed when the girl with the white sports bra attacked me.
Okay. So that's that portion, correct?
Yes.
Do you see the defendant in that video?
Yes.
Okay. What was she doing in that video when you saw her?
Standing there.
Okay. And again, this is occurring after you're stabbed, correct?
Yes.
Now I'm going to play the second one for the record on People's One. I apologize. regards to the second clip that you just saw, is that the end of the altercation with the woman in the white sports bra?
Yes.
And at some point in time in the video, do you see yourself lift your shirt up?
Yes.
And you did that again because?
Because I couldn't breathe and I didn't want to fight anymore.
Was that your way of kind of expressing, I'm
Yeah,
done?
and I wanted, in my mind, I pulled up my shirt because I felt like if I did that and people seeing like the blood, it'd be over. Like people would leave, and that's exactly what happened.
Were you bleeding at all?
Yes.
Okay, and did you see blood on the video?
Yes.
Was it in the same area that you were stabbed?
Yes.
Now, your third clip for the record. Ms. Colston, with regards to the third clip that I presented you, can you describe to the court at what point that is occurring?
That was right after she stabbed me.
Do you see the defendant in that video?
Yes.
What do you see her doing in the video?
Continued to attack Mimi.
Was she, at that point, did she have a knife?
Yes.
Okay. And do you see yourself in that video?
No.
Was this occurring before or after you were stabbed?
After.
And in the video, do you see her making some lunging motions towards
No, and
you?
I'm going to object this to the leading of this witness. The video can speak for itself. The witness hopefully can speak for herself without being led around the courtroom by Madam Prosecutor.
I'll rephrase my question. What do you see the defendant doing in the video in relation to Mimi?
Still continuing to try to stab me. Actually, she did stab
Well,
me.
Your Honor, well, I'm going to
You can
object to that.
clearly see that in the video too.
Well, hold on. I'm going to object to that, Judge. I believe
And Ms. Colston, in that fourth clip, at what point is that occurring?
That's still the same angle as the third video, just taken by somebody else.
Okay.
It's still the same point.
Okay, thank you.
Ma'am.
The people have no further questions.
Let me answer just a quick question, just for clarification.
Okay.
So, the fourth video that we saw and the third video that we saw are before you got stabbed?
No, it was after I got stabbed, but those are
Before the fight was made?
yes,
Okay, after the stabbing, but before you got attacked?
yes.
Okay, very good. And I'm also going to ask to look at this over again, unless you go over this.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Because I just need to know who,
I do. Thank you, Judge.
in the video. I can't necessarily, I mean, I think I know who
Uh-huh.
the witness is. Of course, I saw a person with like a sports bra, but the defendant's going kind of fast, just to see it over
Sure.
again.
Sure.
Or like I said, man,
Oh, that's fine.
just bring it up.
Not a problem, Judge.
I can do it now if you'd like, or
No. I just want to
It's
ask her
up
a
to
couple
the
questions.
Well, I'll wait until after Ms. Gallo.
That's what she
Okay.
said she was going to do.
If she doesn't cover it.
Good morning, Miss Colston, or is Golston?
Colston,
Miss-
good morning.
Good, Miss Colston. So on this particular day, you go to Rouge Park. correct?
Yes.
You have a good time, and you are in the car with 5 other people, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And these 5 other people, 4 of the 5 are your cousins, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
But you don't know how to spell your cousin's name, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You do?
No, I don't.
Okay. So Kimmy, is that your cousin?
Yes, ma'am.
Was she driving?
Yes, ma'am.
How big is Kimmy?
She is small. She's a small girl.
Okay. And when we look at your size in relationship to Miss Phillips' size, you're bigger than her, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And just so we're clear, you go and, from what you say, put your hands on her first by pulling her hair, and then you say she turned around and defended herself, right?
She turned around and stabbed me.
Yes. But you put your hands on her first, right?
And she stabbed me.
Yes, but answer my question.
Yes, I did. And
Thank
she
you.
stabbed me.
Thank you so much. But you do know you don't have the right to put your hands on anybody,
yes,
right?
that's true.
Okay. All right. And were you aware, you said there was somebody that was pregnant that was in that car. That was Miss Phillips, right? The pregnant lady.
No, it was not.
I'm sorry?
A pregnant lady had on a red shirt and she was driving.
Okay.
Miss Phillips was on the back seat, driver's side.
Okay. So you didn't know if she was pregnant or not?
No, I knew the difference between a pregnant lady and somebody that's not. And I don't know if she was pregnant at the time, because if she's not showing, of course I wouldn't know. But continue, ma'am.
Oh, so that was the same attitude you had out there?
No, but
Hold on.
Objection,
That day at Rouge Park, correct?
Objection.
Your Honor, it's argumentative, and with regards to the issue of whether or not this defendant was pregnant, it was never testified to on direct, so it's assuming facts, not
Yeah.
evidence with regards to that.
Got it.
Thank you.
Got that. But Ms. Diallo, you on your way.
I'm trying, Judge. Okay.
Hold.
I am, Judge. I'm going to pull it back in. Thank you so
No
much.
argument. No
I'm sorry.
arguments.
Okay.
Argument with witnesses.
Okay, ma'am, can we agree that right now you're on your best behavior in court, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and that's not how you acted when you were out there in Rouge that particular day, correct?
No, that's not true.
Okay, can we go to clip number 3, video number 3 of People's Exhibit 1? Can you stop that? Stop, could you stop that right there? Do you see yourself in that clip?
No.
No, you do not, do you?
No, I do not.
Okay, and you don't know if that's my client that's fighting Mimi or not, do you?
No, I do know, and that's not Mimi.
Who is that then?
That's Kimmy.
So Kimmy is fighting
I know
too.
exactly who the people is in this video. I can point
Thank
out
you.
everybody in this video.
Very good. So Kimmy is fighting too, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Did you mention that in the statement that you gave the police?
No, I did not.
Thank you. Okay, so we see Kimmy fighting. Could you keep going?
Which one is?
And Kimmy's, was she in the black and
the
white?
one that had on the black and white stretch pants that disarmed her from her knife. Yeah, that's Kimmy.
So Kimmy takes the knife away
No,
from
Kimmy
her?
didn't take the knife from her, but at the end of that fight, she did not have the knife in her hand anymore and was not attacking people with it.
Very good. If you could keep going, please. Okay, can we stop it right there? Can we agree that it was my client that was fighting with Kimmy at the time?
Yes.
And we see a lot of people come and jump on that girl. Can we continue that, please? My client.
No, I don't
Just
see that.
keep going, please. Okay, you see what's going on?
No, I actually can't see what's going on because it's a crowd of people there, so I
Okay.
don't understand how you even see
Very,
that.
very good. The video speaks for itself. But it's fair to say that my client was fighting with Kimmy, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and Kimmy was fighting her as well, correct?
Yes.
And do you see a bunch of people rush,
I don't see a bunch of-
hold on. Rush the scene, please? Do you see anybody rushing the scene?
The scene, yes.
Okay, thank you. All right. All right, so you had on a black dress, is that fair to say?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you go to clip number, the Dre 8 clip? I think this. Are they all Dre 8s? Okay, if we could, maybe we could start at the top. Might as well. Okay, when is it? Could you stop that? That's you on the ground fighting, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're on top of somebody
Yes, I
beating
am.
on them, right?
No, I am defending myself. Yeah, you're right. That's me on top.
Yeah, but we can see you hitting and punching, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so while you were out there being cute, you were also out there fighting, correct?
No, I was out there defending myself.
Okay, could you keep going, please? Could you stop that? Did you have something in your hand on the right-hand side, ma'am?
No, I didn't. I had a purse around my thing, and that was it. I had nothing.
Oh, so you had your purse on you.
I had my purse on me.
Let me ask you this. At the time that the police take you or you get to the hospital, did anybody search your purse?
I didn't have a purse no more at this time.
Oh, so the purse was gone by the
Yes.
time the police
Yes,
got to
because
you?
after I got attacked, everything that I had besides my purse and my bloody clothes
Mm-hmm.
was gone.
Thank you. Could you continue that, please? Can we agree, okay, you can just stop the whole that. Can we agree that nowhere in there is my client fighting with you, correct?
Correct.
All right. And when we talk about the beginning of all of this, it was over a parking space, correct?
No, ma'am.
Okay, did you give a statement to the police on 4/10/2017?
Yes, ma'am.
And the statement you gave the police, it was true, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And accurate? Was it accurate?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you ever tell the police that you, hold on one second. Oh, you're Miss Colson. 410. Okay, so Kimmy kind of forced her way in to the parking spot or into the little space, right?
I mean, it was really, yeah.
Okay, and you told the police that, correct? Okay. And then Mimi is the first one to say something to the SUV, the other car, correct?
Yes.
All right. And then you parked, correct?
Yes.
All right. And then you were sitting on the door window. What does that mean?
It means I was not sitting in the car properly. It means I was sitting outside of the window like this. But we were parked.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. So for the record, you put your behind up on the ledge
Yes.
and had your right arm kind of extended out, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, no, it wasn't extended out, but I was
Okay.
sitting in the door, yes.
Okay. And allegedly, that's when the person got out of the SUV holding a knife, correct?
No.
That
that's
didn't
not
happen?
What happened?
Okay.
Okay, so do you want to know what happened?
I'm asking the questions. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so at some point in time, the three people get out of this SUV, correct? Females, the other SUV.
Yes,
And they get back in, correct?
at some point.
Before any interaction happens.
Yes,
Hold
that's
on.
true.
Any interaction happens between your group of 6 and their group of 3, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then Mimi goes and approaches the car that the girls were in, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you don't know if Mimi hit somebody, threw something at somebody, stabbed somebody, but you know Mimi went over there, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you see, now Kimmy and Mimi are different people, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So, some kind of way, Kimmy gets to fighting with who we believe is Miss Phillips, correct?
Yes.
All right. And who is Mimi fighting?
Okay, Mimi was fighting the pregnant girl, but I only seen that in the video. I never seen that with my eyes, so
Well,
I can't tell you what I saw because
Okay.
I didn't see that.
Okay, I'm not going to ask you to tell me what's in the video. I want you to tell me what you actually saw.
I didn't see Mimi fighting anybody.
Oh, but okay. Did you see Crystal fighting anybody?
No, I didn't see Crystal fighting anybody.
And Crystal's your cousin, right?
Yes,
You do know her last name, don't you?
I do.
Okay, could you write it down for me? Permission, Judge? Here you go.
Hmm.
How about Dashanique?
They all have the same last name,
Punchy.
except for me. All of them have the same last name except for me.
So Punchy, that's not her real name, is it?
Your
No.
Honor, just for the record,
Okay.
can you please state the name?
Yeah, I'm gonna show it to you. You can show it with me.
For the record, she
No.
wrote down on a piece of paper only.
I was trying to spare anybody any more embarrassment out of this case, Judge, so that's why I didn't put the names on the record. Okay, so Punchy, that's not her real name, correct?
Right.
You call her Punchy because she likes to punch?
I don't know why they call her Punchy.
Okay.
Actually, she's my cousin, but she's a cousin that I don't really associate with much often.
Okay.
Actually, at all.
All right. And we see on the video, you get up, you saw that on one of the clips, correct?
Yeah, I was there.
Okay, you got up, correct?
Yes.
And you did a motion with your hands like this. And for the record, I'm clapping my hands and I'm extending them. What did that mean?
They stabbed me, bro. Look at what they did. They stabbed me, bro. That's what that meant.
But
No,
just
that's exactly what it meant.
okay, that's fine.
Okay.
That's good. But just to be clear, you say that only after you get up off the ground fighting whoever else, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so during this fight with someone else, did you ever see that person have blood on them?
No, why would she have blood on her?
I don't know, but you said you were bleeding, right?
I was bleeding, and
Oh, okay.
the video speaks for itself, as you keep stating.
Judge, could you
I'm
just
just
ask
saying.
this young lady just to do her best to answer the questions I ask in courtroom decorum?
You may
Okay.
not be saying what you want to hear.
That's not that, Judge. It's
She's
just,
responsive.
yeah, okay, if you say. All right, now, how long did this whole incident take?
12 minutes.
12 minutes, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so let's just be clear. So when
The
you...
whole incident was
Good, good,
12
good,
minutes.
good, good. When you walk up on Miss Phillips, who's smaller than you, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And you go and you pull, is that a yes?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, and you go and you assault her, correct? When you
No,
pull
I
her
wouldn't
hair.
call it assault. When I attempted to stop her from attacking somebody else, yes, I grabbed her hair.
Okay, but you didn't have anything to do with whatever else was happening, correct?
No, I didn't have nothing to do with it,
Okay.
period,
Thank
if
you.
you ask me.
Thank you so much. And then when you pull on her, that's when you say she stabbed you, and it was really quickly, wasn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
It wasn't something that was over minutes, it was seconds, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and was that before or after she had been jumped on, if you know?
This was before.
Oh, okay.
You assumed she got jumped on.
Thank you. And do you have any medical records, or did they give you any records so that you could bring them here? Did you sign any
They didn't
releases?
give me any medical records, but I do have discharge paper, and I have everything here. I didn't know I was supposed to bring it into the courtroom with me, but I
Okay.
do have it.
Thank you. And at the time you were admitted, you were drunk, correct?
No, ma'am, I was not drunk.
Your blood alcohol wasn't high?
No, ma'am, it was not.
Were you high?
No, I was not.
So when did you smoke the marijuana?
Probably an hour or two, maybe 3 hours before we actually went to the park.
Okay. And you just smoked a little bit or a lot of it?
A little bit.
Okay, and your words are you were standing there just to be cute, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but then some kind of way you start fighting too, correct?
Yes.
Okay, did you ever think to pick up the phone and call the police?
No, I didn't think about calling the police because I didn't have my phone on me and I was too busy worried about bleeding.
No, I mean before any...
There was no reason
Hold
for
on,
me to think
hold on,
to call the police.
Hold on. Before any of these fights happened. You say you saw somebody with a knife before a fight happened, correct?
Right.
And you didn't think to call the police then, correct?
No.
Okay, but then later on we see just a big old brawl, correct? Different females fighting, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and you are part of that brawl, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And when you were able to look at the video, is this something you posted to your Facebook page?
No, I never posted any of the videos on my Facebook page.
Okay. Do you know whose Facebook page it was on?
No, I don't.
Okay.
But I know that people did send me the videos after I was in the hospital.
Okay, how many videos did they send you?
I probably have 4 videos.
Okay, no more than 4 videos?
Yeah.
And those are the 4 that you
They
were...
wasn't even those videos.
It wasn't those?
No, they were different. They were the same videos but from different angles. Like you see more things in different, and it's still videos that's up. Like, but it's different angles. You can see things. It's a whole 12-minute video that I took down where it tells the whole thing. Like you didn't even need me if that video was still up there. But Facebook took it down. So I mean, the video
Okay,
speaks
but
for itself.
thank
so.
you, ma'am. Thank you. And who do you know who sent you the whole 12-minute video?
Objection as to relevance, Your Honor.
If it's
No, I don't remember.
Judge, it would certainly be relevant if it captured something different from what's being shown right here, and it's a 12-minute video.
I don't have,
She said she doesn't know.
That's fine, Judge.
Let's move on.
Okay, all right. And did any of your friends get in the blue vehicle with you after the fight was over?
yes,
How many friends of yours got into that vehicle?
all 4 of my cousins and the one friend.
Whose car did you get into in order to go to the hospital?
The police car.
Yeah, but before the police car.
I got into the car that Kimmy was driving.
Oh, so it was Kimmy's car you got back in?
No, it was Crystal's car, but Kimmy was driving.
Okay, Crystal's car, but it was the car Kimmy was driving?
Yes.
The same car you came there in?
Yes.
Okay. All right, just one second. And so when the police asked you the question, were you using any alcohol or marijuana, you truthfully answered yes, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you have an opportunity to review your statement?
No.
I mean, before you signed it?
Oh, yes.
Okay. And they told you could fix anything you wanted in there, correct?
I don't remember them telling me to fix anything, but I remember reviewing my statement, yes.
Okay, so your statement was truthful, correct?
Yes.
Now, can you describe my client? Did she have braids or did she have long hair?
Initially she had long hair, and at some point she ended up with braids.
Okay. All right, and it's fair to say there were a lot of people, as you can see from the video, standing around doing various things, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then you hear a male voice say something, correct?
Yes.
And that's while you were in your fight, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I don't have another question for you, Ms. Colston.
Any regret?
Yes, Your Honors. Now, with regards to the first time you saw the defendant with the knife,
Mm-hmm.
is that a yes?
Yes, yes.
Did you continue to approach the defendant and the other people she was with?
No, no one that was with my group of people did.
Where did you go?
I went back to the side of the car.
Okay. Now, the second time you see the defendant with the knife, at what point is that?
That's when she was going after Mimi with the knife.
Okay. And then you indicated that you then pulled the defendant's hair.
Yes.
Why did you do that?
To try to stop her from going after Mimi with the knife.
You saw her going after
I saw her going after Mimi with the knife. My whole intention was to stop something from happening. Stop somebody else from getting stabbed. To stop somebody I don't even really know from getting stabbed, and I end up getting stabbed.
Okay. Now, after you were stabbed, there was some commotion near Mimi and your other friends, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Now, were you able to see what was going on?
That was the point where after I told Kimmy I got stabbed, I saw her walk off over to the area where you see on the video where they all was fighting. That's when that started. After I told her that I got stabbed, she was still trying to stab Mimi with the knife. Kimmy went and I guess tried to save Mimi too. I don't know.
Judge,
but I had
I don't want you to
started to.
testify
Oh,
to what you
okay.
guess.
Foundation, speculation, Judge, foundation.
I don't want you to testify to what you guess occurred.
I know that happened.
Okay. Now, you're walking away from the commotion at some point after you're stabbed, correct?
Yes.
And is that the point where this third female in the sports bra attacks you?
No.
Tell
The
court.
third female. This is really hard. The third female attacked me after I tried to walk away the second time. The first time I tried to walk away is when they had their altercation. That was the first time
Who's they?
the defendant, Kimmy, when they had their altercation. That was the first time I tried to walk away. I seen it and that's when I was leaving. The first time. I got run back to the car by a punching. I tried to walk away a second time, and that's when the third girl attacked me when I was leaving, trying to leave for the second time.
So you did not initiate it with this third girl with the sports bra?
No,
What were you trying to do when you were walking away?
to get to open traffic, flowing traffic, so I can get to somebody to take me to the hospital.
Your Honor, at this time, would you like me to present her some of the clips to identify the people for you?
One moment. Yes, I want to go to the videos only where this defendant is. That would be one, maybe.
Three.
Only where she is at. Because this matter is only pertaining to her.
Correct.
So I only want to see the videos that she's in. And could you put it on slow motion?
I
Is
can
that
try.
possible? Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a video camera guy here.
Who is it? Oh, the newsman.
Yeah, and off the CD.
I
don't think he does it. I don't think we can slow it down.
Okay, that's all right. We'll have to go with it.
So the first one.
Well, then stop it when you see the defendant.
That's the same one?
Yeah, it's the same one.
Oh. Is that clip one?
Are you saying this is defendant number one?
Yeah.
Right here?
Yes.
The gray top?
Green shirt.
It's green?
It's green, yes.
All right, video looks great.
As you see it right
That's the defendant after her hair got snatched off or something.
Judge, yeah, could you strike that one, please?
All right, so that's one.
Yeah.
Okay, stop it when she's in this one.
Stop it.
Okay.
Where is she?
It's blurry, but that's her right there.
Which one? In the black pants?
Black
and
pants, the green.
brownish gray?
That's-
You said it was
It's
green
green,
top?
yes.
With the long hair now?
Yes.
Okay, so start that back from the beginning, because I didn't know this was defendant.
We don't need it.
Defendant. And is that it? She's not in 2 or 4, correct?
I didn't see it in the.
Well,
I know
we-
she's a 1 and 3.
Yeah, you don't have to put your name on the record, sir.
Oh.
When you speak to the court.
Detective Dennis Christie, also in charge. Detroit Police Department. Sorry about
Oh,
that.
that's okay. All right, any questions? Anybody else have questions after that? I just wanted to review it.
No, Your Honor.
Well, thank you.
Well, yeah, okay, but when you were fighting, you weren't fighting with this young lady right here, correct?
Yes.
You were not?
No, it wasn't.
Okay, and it looks as if there were, if we believe that is her with the long hair, you see her being fought by a lot of people, correct?
No, what I see is her going after somebody with a knife and
Right.
somebody stopping.
But that's not you though, right?
That's not me.
Okay, but there's a whole different fight, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and that did not involve you, correct?
Right.
All right, no question.
Very good. Thank you very much for your testimony, ma'am. You may step down.
Thank you.
Your Honor, just, I'm sorry.
You
Just
do?
one
Okay.
question, just based
One more.
off of defense's questions.
All right.
Now, in, I believe it's the third clip, did you see the defendant in that clip making a stabbing
Your Honor.
motion?
Yes, I did. See the defendant making the stabbing motion.
Her
Yes.
hair was long,
Her hair was long.
but at some point in time, her hair changes, correct?
Yes.
And then it becomes,
Short. I mean, braided.
okay. Nothing further.
Well, wait a minute now.
No.
So that was in clip number 3?
Correct.
Or is that what you know of? Is that what you saw?
No, I
yourself?
mean-
Or is that what?
I know for a fact she had long hair, and I know for a fact she had her hair snatched off. I mean,
Not that.
oh,
What's hearsay?
no, it's not. It's, I seen her. I
got
seen
it.
her
I
there.
got that. But I'm talking about the stabbing motion.
Yeah, that was her.
Well, Judge,
Is it in the video
Yeah,
or
let's look
you
at-
saw it? Which one is it?
I saw her continue to approach Mimi with the knife. That's all I seen. I didn't see her with my own 2 eyes until I seen the video. I didn't know nothing about her actually making even contact with Mimi.
Okay.
But that was after she stabbed me and when she continued to attack Mimi. She still had long hair, and
But the question was about stabbing motion.
yes,
Okay. So that's what I'm asking you. You've seen that.
yes,
You did see that yourself.
Yes.
But is that necessarily what was on the video? Are you saying you
Yes.
also saw that on the video as well?
yes.
Okay, and that's the video where her hair, when she had her.
I don't know at that point where her hair went. I was going somewhere else myself. Like I was trying to leave at this point.
Let's go back to that.
Yeah. I wish it was slow motion. Now,
right.
can I narrate the video since I was there?
Nobody can see.
Okay.
See that. Okay. All right.
And I'm telling you, I know that she made. Oh,
Anything else?
No, Judge, would you like me to take the video down?
I really want you to go back so I can see that again.
Okay.
We have some people who walked in. If you're a witness in this matter, if you gave statements to the police or to the prosecutor's office, you need to remove yourself from the courtroom. All right. And the date. All right. Start it up. One more time. Stop. I don't want you to stop.
I'm sorry.
Go back. Go back.
I'm sorry.
It's hard.
Yeah, it is.
Just tell me when to stop.
Stop. Okay, go a little bit further. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right, then. Well, now, thank you for your testimony.
Thank you.
Step down.
Your Honor, at this time, the people have no further witnesses.
by defense?
Oh, no, ma'am.
All right.
And with that, the people would move to bind over on all three counts, reserving argument for rebuttal.
Let me just get all the counts up, Judge, I'm sorry. Okay, Judge, we would object to a bind over on count 1, assault with intent to murder. As we can see from the video, there is a fight. It goes on rather quickly. You see a number of different, just, repugnant acts. People shouldn't act like that. We're just going to say that. It's a horrible scene. It's very embarrassing to have to stand here after watching something like that, Judge, as a young lady, well, as a woman. But anyway, I would object to the assault with intent to murder because, Judge, first of all, we don't know when this assault was made on Miss Colston. But if you believe the testimony that my client would be the one with the long hair, Judge, Miss Colston is not in that fight, Judge. The fight is between her and someone named Kimmy. Not Mimi, Kimmy. That's who that fight was. And you see them go onto the hood, and then you see people get onto, go down and jump into and on top of this particular fight. So we would absolutely 100% object to the assault with intent to murder charge, Judge. This situation was very fluid. And this situation was in response to, if you believe the testimony, an assault on someone else, an assault on the person. Now, we still do not know who it was that was doing all of that, but this is an overcharge, Judge, in this particular case. And we're just glad nobody did die in this particular matter. If there was a death in this matter, it would be charged as second-degree murder, and if it be second-degree murder, Judge, then the component to that would be great bodily harm, less than murder. This was an active scene, Judge, but we would object as to all the counts as to my client because she's not identified as in the video, doing the motion or stabbing anybody. She wasn't even part of the fight. Her fight was with someone else and not Miss Colston, Judge. So we object to all of the counts against my client. And Judge, if in fact you believe that it is a question of fact, it would not be a question of fact, we believe, on the assault with intent to murder, no matter how reprehensible the behavior was that we saw. It would still be a question of fact, we believe, on the great bodily harm and the felonious assault. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. You want to say?
Your Honor, in addition to seeing the videos in this case, you heard testimony from the witness, which is considered evidence in this case, but she indicated that when she first arrived on scene and saw the defendant, she initially saw her with a knife. At that point, her and her friends then go back to their vehicle, and then at that point, one of the occupants of her vehicle then approaches that black SUV, and then an altercation ensues. She indicated that she was only there and only pulled on the defendant's hair in order to assist her friend that was being assaulted by the defendant. And at that point, there was that motion that is made towards her chest by this defendant, who she identified in court, and she indicated she was stabbed in the chest area. She said her injuries were a stab wound to the chest and a punctured lung, that she was in the hospital from April the 9th until April the 11th, Your Honor. I would argue that the defendant's act was so reckless and in a manner in which could have resulted in the death of Miss Colston. And for those reasons, I would ask that you bind over on the count. I would disagree. I argue that it is a question of fact for the trier of fact, whether or not this defendant had the intent to murder Miss Colston. So I'd ask that you bind over on all three counts.
All right. Thank you very much. Let me ask you a couple of questions about the assault with intent to murder. As it pertains to the way it was described by the witness, by Ms. Colson, indicating that she pulled the defendant's hair and the defendant just swung around and stabbed her. I think she said in her right breast. Mm-hmm. That would be correct?
Correct.
Okay, in her right breast. Her testimony was that she did receive some. Well, first of all, let me get to the fluidity of what occurred and the intent to commit murder. You want to go into that a little bit?
Your Honor, the people would just argue that her act was so reckless and in a manner in which it could have resulted in a homicide. Your Honor, she stabbed her in an area that is a very vital area, the chest area where someone's heart is located, someone's lungs are located. She indicated she couldn't breathe after this occurred, that she was trying to get assistance with regards to that stab wound. She also indicated she had a punctured lungs. So I would rely on that for count 1, and then count 2 and 3 fall under that.
Now, I know it's a big promotion and everything, but what would you say about if there was intent, why just the one wound? If you got a knife, you struck someone once, you know, how could there be intent if she did not continue?
And Your Honor, that's a question.
Yeah, it is a question fact. Thank you. Now, you want to say something?
Well, Judge, it wouldn't be as to the count 1, for count 2 and count 3. If you use Madam Prosecutor's argument about the recklessness, that gets rid of count 1, because if you say that act was reckless or in response, either one of those gets rid of count 1, so it would not be a question of fact. If it was reckless on count 1, you have to have specific intent to murder, okay? And it can't be a reckless act. It shouldn't be an act in response to anything. So, Judge, we would object to count 1. Because reckless, Judge, gets you second-degree murder, which gets you GBH.
And I know the court heard the testimony, but I would note that when the defendant first arrived on scene, she exits her vehicle armed with a knife.
Got it. All right. Please stand, Ms. Phillips.
Sure.
Court has heard the testimony, seen the evidence. This really pertains to just supposedly you, Ms. Phillips, stabbing the witness that we have here. And the video really didn't show any of that, okay? There was some conversation about stabbing motions, but, you know, when I looked closer, I didn't see anything, which does not mean there was not anything in your hand, but it seemed like to me, as many people as you hit when you were using that motion, maybe you're just not a good fighter. You were connecting, or I didn't see any puncture. If you had a knife, I didn't see any puncture wounds or anything like that. But this is a preliminary examination as to probable cause. But the court, when I think of reckless, I think of some other kind of action by a defendant that may not in and of itself would indicate that the person intends to murder. But when you have, it's like when you have a knife and you come after someone and you make contact and you puncture their lung, even if it is made quickly, when you have a knife, I think you do have intent to murder, especially in that area at that time. That's probable cause. You probably, based on what the court has heard here today, probably had intent to murder. Maybe it was not the best decision or what have you. When you come after someone with a knife, you make contact. Court feels there's probable cause on that. Therefore, ma'am, we're going to bind you over on the counts as indicated. Your arraignment on the information date is May 3rd, 2017. The bond, $250,000, I'm sorry. Looks like it was lowered before
To what,
by
Judge?
this court. I gave you,
25,000.
did I put a 10% on it? Yeah. So it was no 10%, it was $250,000. I put a 10% on it with a tether. So did you want to argue that?
Your Honor, yes. I mean, we've seen the video. It, like you said, it's just by probable cause standards, not reasonable doubt. Your Honor, we would ask at this time that you would consider lowering Ms. Phillips' bond. She does not appear to have any kind of criminal record. Hold on one second. Because they don't give us that. She has no criminal record, Judge. So we would ask that her bond be lowered. She is currently pregnant, and so she's not getting the best care in the Wayne County Jail, and we would ask that be lowered, maybe house arrested, but she can only go to the doctor or meet with her lawyer or go to court, and that's it, Judge. If you would please consider that, please.
Your Honor, obviously it's up to your discretion.
And no contact, too.
Ms. Diallo is correct, this is her first contact with the system. But given what you saw, given the testimony that you heard, I would argue that a cash bond be put in place in addition to a GPS tether with the restrictions on her movement.
We already had the no contact provision, and that was continued.
Okay.
I will, so no contact, we got the 10%, and we have the bond lowered. Ma'am, are you working? I asked you this before, but I forgot.
The day the incident happened, I just left the interview. I just got hired at the Chicken Shack, so I was supposed to start that week, but the incident occurred. So I wasn't able to start. So I'm not.
And how old are you?
I'm 21.
And when did you graduate? Or did you graduate from high school?
You know, I went back with my GED, but I got pregnant with my son, so I didn't go back and finish.
And who's watching your kids now?
My auntie has my son and my brother is with her dad.
I reduced your bond before. Just have,
It appears as if it was an isolated event.
it does, but there's a lot that could be said on this. I just
Yes,
reserve
ma'am.
all that because I know you've heard it already.
I have.
But I'll reduce your bond because the bond is to ensure you come back to court. It's not to be punitive. It's to ensure you come back to court, okay? And so that's what we want to make sure of. But we look at a habeas history, which you do not have because you don't have a felony history. You just have very serious charges, and the prosecution is concerned about the public safety. Obviously, maybe you don't need to go to any more parks. Because
Judge, I apologize because I did act it on air.
you don't say
But
anything
hey,
else.
you, don't say
Don't say
anything.
anything else.
We're
You
not
have your
talking-
attorney here, okay?
Yeah.
I'll lower your bond. You stay on tether, no contact, okay? 100,000.
Personal, Judge?
No,
Oh,
don't make me regret it.
yes, ma'am, 10%?
Yeah,
Thank you. Appreciate it.
100,000, 10%.
Thank you so much. Okay. Okay, go ahead. No. You ever put medical on the net as well?
Yeah, thank you for reminding me.
Thank you.